Salutations, crustaceans. I'm Lobster, and today we're going to be checking out a USA Peavey Cirrus. Let's do this. This is a Peavey Cirrus from the mid-2000s. I just bought this recently and I'm very excited to share it with you all. Featuring a gorgeous figured redwood top. We have gold hardware all around, a 7-piece maple and I believe purple heart neck, and a rosewood fretboard as well. The body is alder, and again it's neck through, gorgeous construction here, and the neck is a 35-inch scale. What's very interesting about the Peavey Cirrus is the 4-string was 35-inch scale as well. This was one of the few production basses that had the 4-string in 35-inch. Most are 34. The bridge, though it may look like a Hipshot A style, is actually not a Hipshot A style, and I'm not really a fan of this bridge design. I think I might swap it out with a Hipshot just because the saddle design, similar to that of the Warwick bridges, which have a separate small little saddle piece that you can wiggle around to adjust the spacing and then retain with a little Allen nut down there. I just find those bridges to be a pain, honestly, in regards to adjustment. I prefer a much more traditional bridge. That being said, it appears to be very high quality as the gold is still shining just like brand new without any need for polishing or anything. For electronics, we have the legendary VFL active humbucking pickups paired to a 3-band active preamp. Later models of the Peavey Cirrus had a stacked mid-control with a mid-frequency control. However, this is an earlier model and just has a standard 3-band. Now, two very neat and very distinct features of the Peavey Cirrus are the inlay at the 12th fret. This is the Cirrus logo. I just think it looks really cool and it's very distinct. And the carbon fiber at the headstock. The front of the headstock is carbon fiber, or carbon fiber looking at least, and that's where you find some more logos as well. Overall, this is a gorgeous bass. One other thing I have to mention is just the nostalgia factor. Starting my bass journey in the early mid-2000s in high school, I was always blown away by just the look and the quality of these basses. These were USA made basses that were, I think, around $1,000 or so. Competitive with, the Music Man Stingrays of the time, which were, I think, around $1,200. And on top of that, they had a custom shop where you could customize different fingerboard options, different wood options, finish options, and get a Cirrus to your specification. So Peavey Custom Shop back in that day was very, very cool. And they gave you a lot of very distinct and different options for how you could make your Cirrus. This one, I believe, is a regular production one with the redwood top and the rosewood fingerboard. Now let's turn this bass around real quick. Around back, we see the gorgeous neck-through construction. We have an alder body, 7-piece neck. Again, this is 7-piece maple and purple heart, I believe, and a very large control cavity and separate battery compartment as well. No battery door, but again, this instrument's nearly 20 years old, so not the biggest deal. In the control cavity, the preamp is one big PCB circuit board. This is a proprietary Peavey preamp, and it is part of the whole special sauce of the Cirrus. And these electronics were also featured in certain Millennium models as well. I am no Peavey historian. I know there's a lot of people out there who know way more about Peaveys than I do, and I would love to pick their brains and maybe do some more in-depth Peavey stuff, because the USA Peavey lineup from, the 80s, 90s, and 2000s was really, really cool. Now, one other very interesting feature of the Peavey Cirrus was the back of the neck. I believe this particular example has the finish altered slightly, but I still believe there was a satin back of the neck here, and the rest of the body was gloss. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, down in the comments. But this has like an oil finish. I think they did a gunstock oil or something after sanding it down a little. In regards to weight, this particular example comes in at 9 pounds on the dot, which is very acceptable for a neck-through 5-string. These were known for not being backbreakers, being very well balanced, well weighted, and overall just high quality instruments. Now, how can you get yourself a USA Peavey Cirrus? Browse Reverb, Talkbase, eBay. There are also Indonesian Cirruses available here and there. I don't know the specifics of when I don't know the specifics of when those were produced or why they were produced, but alas, there are some Indonesian models available as well, but the USA ones are fairly distinct. Price currently in December of 2021 ranges from, I'd say, $900 to $1,400. As these instruments age, the prices are going up. They become rarer and rarer. Fewer want to give them up, so I mean, it is what it is. It's the weird instrument market, but alas, these can usually be readily had for around, again, $900 to $1,300, in that ballpark. And I know you guys are wondering, what does this bass sound like? You guys know what you need to do. Go ahead and hit that like button so my hand will turn back to normal. Thanks. Very nice, very nice. What you've heard was everything centered. The preamp centered and the blend control centered. We have a 3-band preamp and a blend control for these 2 pickups. There is no coil tapping for these humbuckers. It is just a very simple setup. Blend, 3-band, volume, that's it. One other thing I forgot to mention is the spacing. It is adjustable, but I believe the stock spacing was 17.5 millimeters, which is pretty typical for the time. It's the same spacing as you get in a USA Stingray. However, I believe it's been widened a little bit via these saddles to closer to 18 on this bass, and I think 18 is more comfortable than 17.5 in my personal opinion. Now let's play around with these electronics a little bit. I'm going to pan to the neck pickup first. We're going to leave the EQ centered. Here's what that sounds like. Very nice, very nice. This is a modern sounding bass. You're not going to get very vintagey style tones out of this, but alas, it's a very nice sounding neck pickup. Very deep tones. I like it. Really good B string on this bass too. 35-inch scale neck through. I'm not that surprised, but yeah, really solid B. Now I'm going to cut the mids and boost the bass and the treble to about 50%. Mids are at full cut. Here's what that sounds like on the neck pickup. Very nice, very nice. I really like the mid scoop on the neck pickup. I think it sounds great. Now I'm going to take the treble down to full cut, so we're just going to have the bass at a 50% boost. Very nice. So even with just the bass control engaged, you still get a nice full tone. It's not boomy or anything. I like this preamp a lot. Now I'm going to bring down the bass to full cut as well, and we're going to take the mids up to a 50% boost. So that is 50% past the center detent. Here's what that sounds like with just the mids boosted. You get some real bark out of that with the mids. I'm going to add a little bit of treble to that as well. Here's the treble at center with the mids boosted to 50% and bass at full cut. Yeah. This is nice. I like the versatility of this preamp where you can get like fat and smooth or get a little bit of bite in there, and we're just on the neck pickup right now. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bridge pickup and center the preamp. Here's what the bridge pickup sounds like soloed. Very nice. You're not getting a jazz bassy kind of bridge pickup tone, but it's still very clear and well defined. Let's cut the mids now. Where's the mids? Here's the mids. We're going to cut the mids, full cut, boost the bass and the treble to 50%. Now I'm going to bring the treble back down to center, boost the mids to about 50%, and cut the bass. Real nice. Just with the mid control, the treble and bass cut, you can get a approximation of a jazz bass bridge pickup there. And you can get real funky, so nice pickup, great placement, and it sounds great paired with this preamp. You can get a lot of different tones. Now I will center the blend control, bring the preamp back up to center, or down to center, you know what I mean. Bring it to center, and let's see what this thing sounds like once again, everything centered. I like this. I like this bass a lot. Honestly, I was gonna just buy this, make a video on it, and sell it, but I think I'm gonna keep this. This is a gem. This is a beautiful gem, and kind of nostalgic for me, seeing these at like Guitar Center and other guitar shops in the upper shelves and just oogling at the gorgeous finishes like this. Now with the blend control centered, I'm gonna cut the mids, boost the bass and the treble to about 50%. Here's what that sounds like. Very nice. You can see how flexible this preamp makes the Cirrus. You can, again, get such a variety of tones. Now I'm going to cut the bass, bring the treble down to center, and we are going to boost the mids to about 50% now. Very nice, very nice. It's still, like, it's not full 18mm spacing yet. The previous owner did widen things a bit with the saddles. You're able to control the spacing. I'm still fumbling a bit because it's a little on the tight side for my personal preference. 18 is my sweet spot, as is 19. 17 and 17.5 is a little tight for me personally. Now let's bring the EQ back to center. And I'm going to grab my pick. Let's see what this sounds like with the pick. Blend centered, EQ centered. Very nice, very nice. And with the blend control centered, let's give her a quick slap. And now I'm gonna pan over to the neck pickup, grab my pick once more, and give it another go. And let's slap it with the neck pickup engaged. And finally, let's go ahead and center the blend control and throw some drums behind this bass. So here are my final thoughts on the Peavey Cirrus here, the USA Cirrus. This is one of the crown jewels of the late Peavey lineup. These basses are absolutely spectacular. With the radiused pickups, they're almost like with the radiused pickup housings, they're almost like ramps and are extremely comfortable to play and make this bass a breeze to just go up and down the neck. The 35-inch scale neck and the neck through construction provide a great B string here, and the tones that you can get out of this bass are extremely usable and extremely flexible. Now, as I mentioned, these basses are not made in the USA anymore. I believe there are some new old stock Indonesian models floating around that do have the same specs as this, but alas, this is one of the USA bunch, and these are definitely, again, absolute gems of the bass world. Now, I will not be giving this bass a rating as we cannot really buy them new anymore. I like to give those ratings to new basses. That way people shopping for new instruments will know my opinions on those instruments. But for something secondhand like this, a lot of the condition of the instrument is based on the previous owner or owners and how well they took care of it, or if it was played a lot out on the road or just stayed in its case its whole life. I mean, there's a lot of variables there. So this is a pretty good example of a player's instrument. This one has definitely been played and loved. It has not been abused, and I think it sounds absolutely stellar. Now, I was thinking we might do a little tone comparison in the future between this bass here and another 35-inch scale 5-string that has some exotic woods, as well as active humbuckers here and an active 3-band preamp. What would you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments down below. But that will do it for my look at the Peavey Cirrus here. These were great basses for their time and still hold up today. Absolutely stellar basses that will stand the test of time. And I mean, just look at this thing. It's gorgeous. Let me know what you all think about it in the comments down below. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join our Discord channel. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the Peavey Cirrus over here. And as always, until we groove again.